Don't interrupt me again. This is not the Dominic Bolden show. You do not run this court.
22-year-old Dominic Bolden thought he could outsmart the legal system with a pocketful of internet law and a casual attitude. But the judge was not having it. In less than 60 seconds, the judge completely shattered the Dominic Bolden show.
Yeah, that's correct. It's a warrant status. All right, Mr. Bolden, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and any abuse of the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
Yes, sir.
To understand how a shoplifting case explodes into a full courtroom shutdown, you have to understand what Dominic Bolden walked in carrying. Not just a charge, an attitude. The kind of casual, unbothered energy that works everywhere in life except directly in front of a judge who has spent years watching defendants calculate exactly how much they can get away with. The judge read it the moment Bolden opened his mouth, and everything that followed was a direct response to what he saw.
On August 13th, 2023, officers were dispatched to a shoplifting liquor call at the Walmart on 3450 FM 1960. Upon arrival, officers met with the loss prevention officer who stated that defendant and co-defendant were observed on surveillance cameras taking items from the shelves and concealing them in defendant's purse. Defendant and co-defendant were observed walking past all points of sale without paying. The stolen items totaled $198.90.
Okay.
The charge itself was straightforward. On August 13th, loss prevention at a Walmart caught Bolden and a co-defendant on surveillance cameras concealing merchandise inside a bag and walking past every register without paying. The total came to just under $200. His co-defendant had already picked up an active warrant. Bolden was standing in front of a judge facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine for a Class B misdemeanor.
Mr. Bolden, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, sir?
I'm 22.
What do you do for a living?
I just be like, I work at a car dealership and I do like DoorDash and stuff.
Do you have a Texas driver license?
No, sir.
You are not allowed to drive.
I have a Louisiana driver license, sir.
How long have you lived in Houston?
Maybe like a couple months.
Are you planning on staying here in Houston?
Yeah, I'm about to renew my license. My license just expired, but I'm about to get a new one.
If your license is expired, you are not allowed to drive.
I haven't been driving, sir. The last time I drove was maybe months ago.
I am now making it a condition of your bond, number one, that you're not to drive.
Yes,
Number
sir.
two, I'm also ordering you not to go to any Walmart for any reason whatsoever. If you go to Walmart, I will revoke your bond. I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds.
Yes, sir.
Bolden did not bring that awareness with him. The judge ran through standard questions: age, employment, living situation. Bolden answered loosely, mentioning a car dealership and DoorDash. Then, judge asked about his driver's license. Bolden admitted he had a Louisiana license. Expired. He had been in Houston for months and had not addressed it. The judge told him plainly he was not allowed to drive. Bolden's response was to explain that he hadn't driven in about a month, as though the timeline of his last illegal activity was the relevant information here.
I'm sorry, I'm just moving around.
Mr. Bolden, the way you're conducting yourself now, it's not very respectful. I advise that you start treating us with respect. Guys, keep it down, please.
This is my first time here.
I'm going to have you sign with me today an affidavit. This is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive for any reason. I don't care what your justification is. If you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but...
The judge set the bond conditions. No driving under any circumstances. No stepping foot inside any Walmart for any reason. Standard, clean, non-negotiable terms delivered to a man who was being given a personal recognizance bond, released on nothing but his own word, no cash required. A grace extended specifically because of his age and clean record. Then Bolden interrupted him.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but What about when I get my license?
Don't interrupt me again. Take a seat for me in the jury box.
Mid-sentence, while the judge was still speaking, Bolden cut in to ask what would happen once he eventually got his license back. The judge told Bolden directly, "Do not interrupt again." The tone in that instruction was not anger. It was the specific, controlled register of someone who had decided this would not continue. Bolden's response to that warning was to stand up, without being asked, without permission, just stood up.
Obviously.
Did someone ask you to get up? Take him in back, please. I'm now revoking your bond, sir. Hey.
Bolden was removed from the courtroom and placed in the holding cell. And while he sat back there, Judge addressed what had just happened with the clarity of someone who had seen this exact calculation play out too many times. This was a man who thought the proceedings bent around him, who thought youth and charm and a relaxed posture were currency in a room where none of that buys anything. The judge called it exactly what it was, someone who thought he was running the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one more now. And this guy's been just thinks he's the king of the world here. It's not gonna work like that. Thinks he's running the show.
That thinking was about to get corrected in full. When Bolden was brought back out, Judge did not ease back into it. He established the terms of the new reality immediately and without ambiguity. This is not the Dominic Bolden show. You do not run this court. You speak when you are asked to speak. You stand when you are told to stand. The appointed attorney sat beside him. The courtroom waited, and Bolden, for the first time since walking through the door, was quiet.
Yes, Scott, okay.
So let's do this. Do you mind bringing Bolden out, please?
Is it a bond violation issue, Judge?
10,003.
Tracy, is he done?
No result Friday. Yeah, she went.
Guys, keep it down. This is not look at me. This is not the Dominic Bolden show. You do not run this court. You speak when we ask you to. You don't get up unless we need you to get up for some reason. Do you understand?
The judge then added something Bolden had not anticipated. Because of the behavior, the interruption, the attitude, the casual disregard for where he was standing, Judge was ordering a same-day drug test, not scheduled, not arranged in advance, happening now with results due the following morning. Bolden was required to return to court the next day. The judge told him plainly that if he showed up with the same energy, the outcome would not be the same. That was not a suggestion.
I've appointed you a lawyer. I am now sending you for a drug test. You must come back tomorrow so we can talk about the results, because it's now noon and we're not going to get the results for a while. I expect you to behave in another manner when you come back tomorrow. You start acting the same way, it's not going to go well. I promise you that.
Yes, sir.
Did you get a high school diploma?
Yes, sir.
What are you doing with your life now?
Like I said, I just do DoorDash and I work at the car dealership.
Okay, you don't have a license,
Yes, sir.
so you are not allowed to drive.
Yes, sir.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today. The worst possible thing you can do, and the way you can ensure yourself a jail sentence, is by driving, because I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Thanks. See you tomorrow, Mr. Bolden.
He also made the driving prohibition impossible to misunderstand, signing an affidavit. 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every single time he got behind a wheel. Not a one-time consequence every time. The worst possible guarantee of a jail sentence Bolden could hand himself, and the judge wanted him to sit with the specific mechanics of exactly how that would work before he left the building.
I'm here on Dominic Bolden.
Okay. Did she send email or do you have a physical?
I did not receive, I was told that he did fail. It's for THC. However, Judge, this was a 2B warrant, so he wasn't under any bond conditions before, and he did go on a trip to Michigan with his mother, so that's where...
Bolden came back the next day. The drug test came, back positive for marijuana. His attorney moved quickly, raising the point that Bolden had recently traveled to Michigan, where recreational marijuana is fully legal for adults. The use had potentially occurred outside Texas jurisdiction, before bond conditions were technically active. Judge weighed it. He accepted the argument, but he drew a line in the sand so clear it could not be misread.
Mr. Bolden, I am making it a condition of your bond that you're not to smoke weed.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, weed stays in your system 30 days. I will test you 31 days from today. If you test positive for marijuana, that tells me that you have continued to smoke and I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Marijuana stays in the system for approximately 30 days. The court date was being reset to 31 days from today. If Bolden tested positive again at that appearance, the math would be simple. He had smoked while under bond conditions in Texas. And if that happened, jail was the only remaining conversation.
So I'm not going to put him under bond conditions, right? We'll just come back. We'll do a 30-day reset. I'm going to test you when you come back here.
Yes, yes,
As
sir.
long as you're clean, you'll be fine with me. If you're not, you know what's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes, sir.
questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Talk with Hugh. You have any issues, he can get with me, but don't pick up any new cases. Don't have contact with complaining witness, and don't use any dope.
Step back and look at the full picture of what Dominic Bolden walked into and what he almost threw away with both hands. A personal recognizance bond on a misdemeanor charge. No cash out of pocket. His freedom on the basis of his word alone. A judge willing to work through the conditions, answer questions, and move the case forward. All of it sitting right there, available, requiring only basic courtroom conduct to maintain. The judge gave him the road back. 31 days, 1 drug test. The choice is sitting entirely with Bolden. Dominic Bolden walked in thinking the courtroom would bend around his lifestyle, but Judge spent the morning ensuring he left knowing exactly the opposite, forcing him onto a strict 31-day drug test deadline where his freedom now rests entirely on his own behavior.